Hi ladies and they thems. Hi guys. I'm vlogging again because I'm bored. And I'm using my phone as a microphone. Hope you guys don't mind. But what should I talk about? Let me talk about my day first. Okay. So first of all, funny thing happened at work today. So I wear this hoodie sometimes, and I just got it like 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I don't know. It's new to me, for me. This isn't even the right side, bye. Okay, we see the hoodie, bright red. It's MAGA inspired, if you will. It says "Make Palestine Free Again," but it's in like the same font and it has the same look as like a "Make America Great Again" logo or whatever the hell you want to call it. So I wear that to work sometimes, like occasionally. And as of late, I've been wearing a lot more sweaters and stuff because it's been kind of cold. So anyway, I go to work today. One of my coworkers stops me in the hallway, like 5 hours into my shift. And she was like, "Hey, were you wearing a red sweatshirt this morning?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, blank was looking for you." And she says the name of a guy. And I was like, "Him?" Originally, I thought that he was someone else, and I was mistaken about who I thought he was. But either way, I didn't understand why that guy would be looking for me. And he was, and my coworker that stopped me, she was like, "Yeah, he came by this morning asking me about the girl in the red sweatshirt." And I'm assuming, because I do know him kind of, but he doesn't know my name. Most of the people that I work with, they do not know who I am, because I don't talk to anyone at my job really, except for like 2 people. But she was like, "Yeah, he was asking blah blah blah," and then he said that he was going to go down to the basement, that's like where our department stays or whatever, and ask my boss like who I am, because I guess he knows I'm a housekeeper, but he didn't know what my name was. And so I was like, okay. So I don't like the whole mystery of like people wanting something with me, but then I don't, like, I need to know immediately, like, come find me, I'll find you, just tell me, you know what I mean? So I was like kind of anxious about it. So then I go down to the basement myself, and I go to my boss and I'm like, "Hey, I heard that this guy was looking for me." And she was like, "What?" Like, she didn't know why. So she texts him, and a few minutes pass. He doesn't respond yet. So I go back upstairs, finish work, or like continue working. And then she calls me. I'm sitting on the toilet, and she calls me and she's like, "Hey, we need you to come down to the basement real quick right before lunch, because this is like 15 minutes before I'm about to go on my lunch break." And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to lose my job, because she didn't sound mad, but she definitely didn't sound too like, it didn't sound like anything really good was going on. It kind of just seemed a little risque. Can I zoom out? Wait. No, okay. But it just seemed a little scurry. So I was like, okay. I rushed down to the basement, and then they have me sit outside while the door is closed to their office for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, literally my heart is racing. I'm like, am I getting arrested? Like, I have no idea what's going on. So then long story short, I kind of have 3 bosses. There's like a director, a supervisor, and then like another upper person. Like, I don't know. But my director is sitting there, and he's like, he has like his hands like this on his like he's stressed out kind of. And I was like, am I in trouble? And he literally goes, "Yes. I'm about to lose my job." Like, I'm like, and I asked, I'm like, "For real?" Because I'm like, "No, like, you're just kidding. Like, I'm not in trouble. You're just playing." And he's like, "No, like, yeah." And I'm like, ugh. Mind you, we won't get into all of that. Maybe we'll save this for another vlog. But I don't really care about my job. I don't like the people there, because the people there don't like me. So I don't have any real motivation to necessarily value my job that much. I mean, I'm a housekeeper. It's a job that anyone can do. It doesn't take any, you don't have to have a degree. I don't even think that you have to have a diploma or so, like, you know what I mean? It's like the most base, like, entry level job at a hospital you can get is just cleaning up. Do you know how to sweep? Come on, like, anybody could do it. But anyway, we won't get into all of that. But long story short, he's like, we need to have a discussion about your sweatshirt. And I'm like, I knew that that's what it was, because from the moment that my coworker this morning around 11, from the moment she said that that guy was looking for me and he was kept referring to me as like a girl in a red sweatshirt, I knew, because I'm like, what else would it be? I'm wearing a red sweatshirt and I know what the red sweatshirt says, and I also know what it looks like it says, right? So I'm like, I'm not stupid. I know. I literally made videos on my Snapchat and I was like, I think I'm about to get in trouble because of my hoodie, blah, blah, blah. And I like made it before I knew what the actual issue was. So he's like, yeah, we need to discuss. And I was like, oh, I know what this was. I was like, okay, I'll take it off, whatever. And they give me a copy of the dress code. And because I don't know if I got written up, because they didn't say I got written up, but it almost kind of seems like it, but I don't know, because it was a dress code violation, whatever. But they tell me because it's a political statement, I can't wear it. I'm like, don't get me wrong, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit there and protest and make a fuss about it, because, I mean, if somebody did come in wearing a Make America Great Again hoodie, I would want them to take it off too. So I'm not even going to go there, and we won't talk about how I think that... I won't say too much, y'all. We are not going to go there. I wouldn't have bought the sweater from a website that has its like profit going towards humanitarian aid in Palestine. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't want to support the cause. So obviously I know what I'm talking about. And okay, this is the last thing that I'll say, because I don't want to get too like political, whatever. But that's my issue, is that I don't think that saying genocide is bad is a political issue. I don't think it's an opinion. I think it's just a fact. And I think that if you disagree with that, or if you for some reason want to take that, if you want to like silence, quote unquote, like silence me for saying that, I think that you're a Nazi. But we will not get into that. I didn't make a fuss about it. I was like, yeah, of course, I'll take the hoodie off. I'm not going to wear it again. I'm not the type, like, it's not something I care about in terms of like my job, because it's just a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? And it's also, I understand that you do have a dress code, and I know that like rules are rules to a certain extent. So I'm not going to sit there and try to protest it. Like I said, I already don't even like my job that much. So let's relax, right? But, as I was saying, I also said, so I'm looking at the dress code and it says like nothing with like a logo on it, kind of similar to how like high school dress codes are, where it's like nothing with a logo, nothing bigger than a credit card. So I asked her, I was like, oh, can I wear my Baltimore sweater that I usually wear? This plain gray sweater that just says Baltimore. And she was like, oh, is it like smaller than a credit card? I was like, no, it just says Baltimore. And it's like, she told me that I'm not allowed to wear that, but I'm like, I've worn this more than anything ever. I wear this all the time. My best friend got this for me, and I wear it all the time. Last winter, wearing it all the time because she got it for me for Christmas. Like, this is like basically my work sweater. I don't really wear this anywhere but to work. But anyway, I'm like, what? It just says, that's not even political. Okay, whatever. Here's my issue with the dress code. I'm not allowed to have face piercings. But look at what's on my face. I'm not allowed to have tattoos that are visible. But look at what's on my arm. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's interesting and a little telling, in my opinion, that the only dress code violation I actually get reprimanded for is the political statement on my hoodie. But they didn't say anything about my piercing. And it's like number 3 on the list of dress code policy is like no like sayings, logos, whatever on like a shirt or a sweatshirt or whatever. And then like number 10 and 11 is like no visible face piercings while you're on the job, and no visible tattoos that are like bigger than 2 inches. So I'm like, we're just going to number 3 on the list. We're not going all the way down to 10 and 11. Because I'm not, what? Like, I'm just saying that if they really wanted to make it seem like it wasn't all about the political statement, they should have also made me take out my face piercings and cover my tattoos. But my whole other thing with that is that my superiors, my bosses, my coworkers, the people that I work with on my level, the people that are the CNAs, the nurses, the this, the that, almost every department I can find. I'm not gonna lie, probably every single department I can find at least one person with a visible tattoo bigger than 2 inches while they're on the clock, or a face piercing, or both. I have both, right? But I'm like, where's the reprimandations for that? Is reprimandations a word? Reprimand? Who's gonna get reprimanded for that? Because I haven't seen anybody. So that just bothers me. We won't get too far into it, like I said. But speaking of my eyebrow piercing, I have a bump. Can I show you? Ugh. Can you see it? It's like right there. I don't know if you can even see that literally at all, but I have a freaking bump on my eyebrow piercing, which is so annoying. I thought for a little bit, and I still wouldn't be surprised, but I feel like it might be rejecting, which is crazy. I mean, it's whatever, because it's a possibility with any piercing, and apparently from what I've heard, like, eyebrow piercings are pretty prone to rejecting, so like, whatever. I'm gonna have to take out both of my piercings anyway when I join the military, so I'm not worried about it. But I don't want to take it out yet. Like, she's cute. But can I just say this? The most annoying part about a piercing is, like, what do you mean I can't take this out for like 6 months until it's healed? I want to take my piercings out of my face and just scrub my face. I just want to be able to wash my face without like bumping into something. That's so annoying. And then at the gym, oh my God, I sweat so much. You know what I need to get? I need to make a to-do list, first of all, but I sweat so much at the gym. It like just pours down my face. I need to get a headband or like a sweatband or something to go around my head. But sometimes I'll go to wipe my eye with like paper towel or something to get some of the sweat out of my eyeball, and I hit this and it hurt, and it's like, that's probably where the irritation comes from, and that's probably what caused the bump in the first place, which is so annoying, but whatever. Anyway, there's me talking about my day, I guess. I don't know. I have 1 bar left of like battery, so I'm wondering if I should do like a part 2 after I let her charge for a little bit. Maybe I will do that. At this point, I'm starting my own podcast. Just me, the only important one. I don't know, there's like so much I can talk about. I'm currently watching I just started. I watched first episode, and I'm like 75% done with the second episode of the Hurricane Katrina documentary on Hulu. It's like, what's it called? Like Hurricane Katrina, like Race Against Time, I think is what it's called. And all I'm gonna say is, now I understand why Kanye West said George Bush doesn't care about black people. I didn't know until like when this documentary came out. It came out over the summer, and I'm like, I tend to be very behind on things. Like when I think the Monsters series came out on Netflix about the Menendez brothers, not Jeffrey Dahmer, because I watched that one on time, but the one about the Menendez brothers came out like September, maybe October of like 2024, and I didn't watch it until like November. So I've always been kind of behind about things, and I like tend to see things late. I didn't see Hamilton until its 10-year anniversary. But it's like I'm so maybe I should talk about this in part 2 about my consumption of media. But I'm watching that. I'm watching the Hurricane Katrina series, and there's like a lot, like, and I'm only barely even done with or not all the way done with episode 2. So I'm kind of excited to see where this is going, but I will say it's making me anxious. Like, I'm scared, because it's one of those things that's like somehow scarier than a horror movie, because it's like a real thing that happened. It happened a year before I was born, though. My birthday is August 30th, 2006. This happened from like August 24th to like from then on in 2005. So I wasn't even born yet, but of course I know all about it. So anyway, I'm gonna charge my camera, might come back for a part 2, talk about random stuff. Thank you. Hello, really quick, while I'm editing this, I wanted to mention that it's something I completely forgot to mention about the hoodie situation, that it was apparently, from what I'm hearing, Streets is saying that it was a patient that reported me for having worn the hoodie. And so the man that was looking for me originally is from the radiology department. And I work in the nursing home, in the nursing home part of the hospital. So I don't deal with patients at all. I deal with residents, but the residents that are in my section of the nursing home have dementia. So none of them are going to report me. One of the demented old women in my area of the nursing home literally said that she liked my hoodie. I don't know if she was just saying that. I don't know if she actually understood, like, make Palestine free again. I don't know if she got it or not, but she said that she liked it. So I was like, oh, period. But I'm just trying to figure out what patient would be passing me, because I do go all over the hospital, so it makes sense that like a patient would see me, because I do go over to the ER a lot and I hang out in the ER. But what patient is going to pass by me and see it and then report it to an upper person? Is it that serious? I don't think it is. And then also I had a coworker and then another friend. They both suggested to me that they thought that it wasn't a patient that reported me. They thought that it was probably just the guy or like another employee, but they didn't want to tell me that because that would cause even more of a fuss. Because if it's a patient, it's like, oh, well, they've already left. They won't come back for whatever. But if it was an employee, it would be like, oh, now I have to crack down on all of my coworkers and figure out which one of them reported me. And then that would cause like a big fuss. It wouldn't cause a big fuss because I don't care that much, but it could potentially cause a big fuss. So I don't know. There's that I want to mention, that it apparently wasn't an employee, but I don't know. I'm a little suspicious. Anyway, thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, ladies and ladies, again. We're back for part 2. Let my camera charge a little bit. Okay, I have things that I want to talk about. I have 2 things that I want to talk about. One of them being the most important, and okay, I'm chronically online. That's something that needs to be understood. I'm always on the internet, so if something is happening on the internet, I'm sure I know about it. The DoorDash girl, can we get into that just real quick? Okay, so for context, it's actually kind of funny. I saw the original video. At least the original that I saw was this girl. I think her name is Michaela. I could be wrong. She posts a TikTok and she is like shaking violently and like almost crying a little bit, like very panicky. And she says that she was, I don't know if she said in the first video that she had gotten fired yet, but something happened with DoorDash and she was sexually assaulted and they silenced her for trying to speak out. And I sent it to my friend who uses DoorDash a lot. And I didn't look into anything else. I just sent it to him. I was like, okay, he uses it. I don't use DoorDash. I wasn't too worried about it, whatever. But then I keep seeing these videos that have like these really nuanced takes and like so much going on, like comments blowing up, tons of discourse about something that happened with the DoorDash girl. And I'm like, what? And then I find out, I start clicking the blue comment on the TikTok comment section, because that's something I do a lot, and that's how I fall down like rabbit holes all the time. But I clicked on that, and now I understand that it's the same girl from the video that I saw. But what happened was that she was doing a DoorDash delivery, and the instructions were to leave the food at the door, which is like typically, I think from what I've understood about DoorDash, that's kind of how they always go. Like you kind of always just leave it at the door anyway, unless they want to come and grab it from you or something. I don't know. But anyway, she goes to drop this man's food off at the door, and his door is wide open. It's nighttime, or at least dark outside, whatever. His door is wide open. His big light, like this, is on in his living room. His door is wide open. Okay, and I'm saying that over and over because it's very important. His door is open, and you have a clear view inside of his house. All you have to do is just walk by his house on like the sidewalk or something, and you can see inside of his living room because his door is wide open, and he's laying on the couch, quote unquote asleep, wearing a hoodie with his pants and his underwear down to his ankles, everything out. But he's wearing a hoodie, his face is covered, very convenient. And so there's that. So my thing, first of all, Who is going to order DoorDash? Okay, no. Let's just get these certain things out of the way. It is possible that he ordered his DoorDash and crashed, right? He fell asleep. He took a nap, super tired, whatever. That makes sense. Maybe that's why he said leave it at the door so that, you know, if he were to fall asleep, he wouldn't be bothered by somebody knocking. I don't know. That could happen. But who's going to fall asleep with their door wide open? Do we know how dangerous that is? Are you, like, that's insane. That's insane. I don't even understand why people sit in their house, like, just hanging out during the day or something without locking their doors. Like, people will come home from somewhere and just leave their door unlocked. What? That's weird. So how and why is he falling asleep with his door just wide open? And no, I don't think that it just, the wind blew it open, or, he didn't close it all the way. Come on, dude. If you get home from somewhere, you should be making sure that your door is all the way closed, dog. That's just like safety 101, common sense, okay? So there's that, but there's also, like, why is his big light on if he's going to take a nap? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fishy in my opinion, just because it's like, I mean, you'd think it would be one thing if his, like, lights were off. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems like he wanted to be illuminated. He wanted to be seen. Because, again, who leaves their front door wide open? What? And another thing, why is your junk hanging out? I mean, don't get me wrong. I get sleeping naked. We've all been there. We've all been there. But, like, you're wearing a hoodie. And the girl said that it was, like, less than 60 degrees out. So it's like, I mean, maybe he's, like, overheated or something cool, but it would be completely just one thing if it was like, he fell asleep with his, like, he was just wearing underwear and his hoodie. Okay, yeah, like, that's, you know, a little awkward to have to see, but whatever. But it's like, who's gonna fall asleep? If you're going to fall asleep with your front door wide open like an idiot, why would you also then fall asleep with your junk hanging out? What? I don't think, like, here's my thing. Okay, there's still so much more about this discourse that's been going on, but I think that he is a pervert. I think that he has some sort of kink for that, and it kind of gives the same vibes as the that carpet guy that is, like, in New York City. I think there's, like, a couple of them. I listened to, like, a podcast where they talked about it on, like, the Sad Boys podcast that I listened to with Jarvis and Jordan. Love those guys, but there's, like, these guys that, like, out of New York or whatever that, like, roll themselves up in carpet and they, like, just lay in, like, a busy street, like, sidewalk or something, and they want people to step on them because that's their kink, I guess. Super weird to me. Like, that's so, like, I mean, I think everybody kind of agrees that it's weird, but it's like, it's not the kink that's weird. It's the fact that you're doing it to people that don't know that they're participating in that. That's, like, the lack of consent and the lack of, like, understanding is what bothers me about it. And I guess technically you could defend it by saying, well, it's not inherently sexual. And it's like, yeah, it's not. That is true. You know what I mean? You can't even see the guy, so whatever. But it's just odd. It's just odd. If you really want that, find a space where everyone there is also on board with whatever you want done to you. That's cool. But it gives the same vibes as that, where it seems like the DoorDash guy gets off on exposing himself to people. And I think that he purposefully set it up in a way where he could be defended, because people, no matter what, are going to say, well, he was in the comfort of his own home. He can sleep however he wants on his own couch in his own house. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But let's use our critical thinking skills. Nothing about the way that he was exposed is realistic at all. That does not happen. It would be different if this isn't the same situation as somebody who like, I left the bathroom door unlocked on accident. Somebody comes in, super awkward. They close the door immediately. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. This guy knew he was getting DoorDash delivered, okay? He's falling asleep. Like, it's just, there's so much there. But here's what's really getting me, okay? So first of all, it's important to note this woman did lose her job, and she referred to what happened to her as sexual assault. And I don't think that that's necessarily the right term, I think technically you could consider it that because it falls under the umbrella of sexual harassment, which is technically also falls under the other umbrella of sexual assault. So you could get really technical about the terminology, but I don't think that you really have to. I think that she was just sort of a victim of just an uncomfortable experience and indecent exposure from clearly someone who is perverted, right? It wasn't consensual. She didn't know what was happening there. That was weird and gross. So people are upset at her for using the wrong terminology, but it's like, what else would you call it? I mean, she's not going to say, oh, I don't know. It's just too specific. And I just feel like the semantics of it are just really bothering me, where it's like, if she says that it was sexual assault, okay, correct her and then move on. Don't make it seem like she's, oh my God, she's this big fat liar. And actually women never get sexually assaulted. And this is why men's lives get ruined all the time. It just gives dog whistle. Like, it's weird. So there's that. She lost her job because she made the mistake of recording the guy and posting it online. Whoa, let's relax. You know what I'm saying? Because posting it online is one thing. I can understand if she recorded it as proof to like maybe bring up if there was like a legal case or if she needed to take it to DoorDash, whatever. But to post it online is like a bit of a stretch. Like there's a lot there. She shouldn't have posted online. So she lost her job because of that, which I fully understand. But my issue is that there's so many people attacking her and claiming that there's this like crazy, insane, like lies being spread around that, oh, there's this original video that she posted where she opened the door herself and she walked into his house and she admitted to opening the door and walking into his house and all these other different things. Like people just coming out of the woodwork saying, oh, go look on and then here's the thing, if you ask for it for them, where's your proof of this video? It's, you have to go find it yourself. And it's like, oh my God, these videos do not exist. This idea that she walked into the house, she opened his door, she admitted to it and then deleted the video. Literally all of you are lying. I don't care. That didn't happen. Because how is there this mysterious video on the internet that everybody has seen, but nobody can see it again? Oh, everybody, like 50% of the people that know about this DoorDash situation has seen this video, but you can't prove that you saw it. You can't prove that it still exists. It's on Reddit, but you can't find it on Reddit. What? Or they'll tag a creator on TikTok that has the original video, and the original video does not show her opening a door because she doesn't. And then they're cropping an image to make it look like the door was cracked open, and they're not showing the full photo that proves that the door was fully wide open. It's getting weird. It's getting very weird. I don't like any of it because I'm like, the lies. Okay, there's like so much that could be said about this, because I saw like a video that says, it says, all this DoorDash girl talk is just reminding me that a woman can do something slightly questionable and get slandered, but a man can do something actually illegal, morally wrong, and beyond questionable, and somehow the internet is jumping to defenses using points that there's no proof of. And that is so very real that like people are now saying that she's not like the perfect victim. So if there's any way that you can blame the victim, or like typically like the woman in a situation like this, if you can blame the woman, you're going to. Everyone is going to find a way, because now it's like, oh, well, what was she wearing? Or now it's going to be a thing of, she should have never been a DoorDash delivery driver. Oh, that's dangerous for women anyway. Why was she DoorDash delivering at night? All these different things are just going to start coming up. And it's like, do you hear yourself though? Because the reason that she's not a perfect victim, if there ever is one anyway, is because she made a mistake as well. And I feel like a lot of people aren't understanding that two things can be true at once. She did something wrong. She could technically maybe be considered using the wrong term for what happened to her. And she lost her job, rightfully so, in my opinion. But that doesn't negate the fact that this guy is a pervert and she never should have been subjected to seeing that. It'd be different if it would be different if she did open the door, but she didn't. Like, we all know, like, come on, y'all are lying. You're lying. So I think I'm done talking about the DoorDash situation, because that's like crazy. But another quick thing I want to talk about that's like trending on TikTok, and it's kind of dying down right now. I think for me, for my For You page personally, the DoorDash girl situation all over my feed. Like, I will scroll 5 times and get like 3 videos. Same thing. Like, it's getting crazy. Oh, and also another thing really quick that people are bringing up, lying out of the woodworks, is that there's there's a Ring camera video that shows her opening the door. And it's like, look at the front of this guy's house. There's no Ring, bro. There's no Ring camera. Stop, y'all. Like, stop lying. And I think that the whole situation, all a dog whistle, because it's giving very much, oh, women love to lie. Let's blame women because women are lying and they're trying to ruin men's lives with sexual assault allegations, because that's what women love to do. And men actually never sexually assault anyone. And it's like, now everybody's going to be, you have like women agreeing with this. Like, women are like defending this pervert. And it's like, do you realize what pipeline you're falling down? Because I do, because I see it, because I have a brain inside of my head and I literally see it. But anyway, on to the next topic that I think is like there's a lot, okay, and I'll try not to like talk for another 15 minutes about the same thing. But listen, y'all, listen. Have we been seeing the trend on TikTok? The sound that's like, is you on our side or is you faking? And the girl that's singing it, she kind of sounds like Erykah Badu. I think she a lot sounds like Erykah Badu. But anyway, and there's white girls posting, here's my favorite hairstyles that black women do as a white girl. Where do I even start with this? There is not a single issue with a white woman posting that. There's not a single issue with that, because I understand that there is sort of a disconnect when it comes to black women and white people in general. Black and white people just in general, about our hair. Because I was just talking to a coworker, or really anytime I take my hair out in front of coworkers, they're like, oh my God, you got so much hair. What's it look like when it's straight? And my coworker didn't understand the concept of my hair. Like, my hair is gross and sweaty right now, but she asked me how I got my hair in like pulled back like this. And I had to show her. I took out my ponytail and I was like, it's just one ponytail. This is what my hair looks like. I mean, it, like I said, very gross and sweaty right now, but it's like my hair is very curly. I have like 3C, a little bit of 4A curls going on, mostly 3C. But she didn't understand that I pulled my hair back like this with just one single ponytail, and I didn't twist it at all. I just let it go. Like, once my hair is around it, I just let it go, and that's like, it just puffs out that way. And she, like, it's not that she didn't understand it, but she was just really shocked to find out that I can just, do that. And she's like, and then I get the whole thing of, oh, how do you get your hair so curly? It just it stays like that, or when it's out and it's like voluminous and sort of afroed a little bit, they're like, oh my God, your hair just stays like that? Or how'd you get it like that? Did you wash it? Is it wet? Is it dry? Like, it's not an issue, because I mean, I'm mixed. I've grown up around people that, like, even black people sometimes are like amazed by my curl pattern. So it's like, I understand. I don't even like saying this, but I have like what a lot of people refer to as good hair, as if to say that like tighter curls are bad hair, and I don't like that at all, because there's like a colorism and like a texturism issue with that. So it's bothered me that people say, oh, you have such good hair, your hair grows so fast. And that's like, to me, that's like saying, oh, you're light enough and your hair is considered good enough because you're half white, so you are good. Like, I don't like that at all. But like I was saying, I understand that white people don't understand our hair. Like, I remember being in 7th grade on the soccer team. My hair was straight and it started raining. And I was like, oh my God, no, my hair. And all the little white girls on my team, it's just water. It's just rain. What's wrong with it? Is your hair going to get messed up? And I'm like, y'all don't understand. And then people don't understand that when my hair is straight, in order for it to go back curly again, all I have to do is wash. I don't even have to wash it with soap. I just have to put water in my hair. Like, I think it's funny that nobody understands that concept either. And then a lot of times they don't understand the concept of shrinkage either, because it's like, oh, your hair's only at your shoulders now, but when it's straight, it's down here all the way past my boob. And they're like, what? And it's like, it's a spiral. So if you stretch out the spiral, it's going to be longer. You'd think it's common sense. But anyway, there is a trend where those white girls are posting those TikToks, and it's very cute. And one black woman posted that she didn't care what white women thought about our hair. And I get it. I agree. I understand, because to me, it seems like a bit of performative virtue signaling, I guess. It gives very much like, I'm not racist because I like that black people have hair and that they do things with it. And it's like, I think that a lot of people weren't intending that at all. They just want to participate in a trend. Everybody does it, whatever. And also on the flip side, there was a lot of like black women posting, oh, as a black girl, these are my favorite hairstyles that white girls do. And I have a favorite white girl hairstyle. It's that cute little claw clip. When y'all twist your hair up in a little claw clip and and it just falls. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it bad. If I had long straight hair, trust and believe, in a claw clip 24/7, I love it. I see girls at the gym all the time, claw clip. And I'm like, yes. Because I can put my hair in a claw clip, but it doesn't fall the same. It just kind of stays up, typically. So if my hair was like straight, it would make more sense for where it would like wrap and then it would fall down, kind of almost like a ponytail. It would like fall on either side. So it's like, whatever. But that's my favorite white girl hairstyle. But anyway, one white woman posted it. And then all of the same white girls that were doing the trend, originally praising black women, they turn and they're like, oh, here you blackies go. Here's another problem with you Negroes because you freaking monkeys are offended by everything. And it's like, can you relax? Oh my God. Can you literally relax? Oh my God. Like, it's driving me crazy, because that's why I'm saying it just proves that it's all performative. And you're trying to prove that you're one of the good white people. And I'm not racist because I have black friends, even though if my black friend ever expressed to me that I said something racist on accident, I would literally call them the N-word. And it's like, literally relax. Like, I cannot even say any other word but relax, because it bothers me, because it's like, I know what you're doing. You're just virtue signaling. You're making it seem like, oh, you love us so bad. You want us in the comments to be like, oh my God, this is one of the good white people. We love you too, girl. But the second a black woman actually expresses a bit of disliking a certain trend, now it's a problem. And it's like, okay. I just don't like it, because, and then it's kind of ironic that the sound that everyone is using for that trend, the lyrics are, is you on our side or is you faking? Is you, I can't forget, is you on our side or is you faking? Is you trying to leak our information? And then at some point it's like, is you a prophet or is you for profit? But I think that just proves that they weren't on our side anyway. They were faking. They were never on our side. They were waiting for someone to speak up so that they could spew their racism and be like, yeah, you blackies are always like this. We can't do anything with you. And you're the reason that racism exists. And it's like, all of you need to shut up. All of you. Because if it's like, it's just crazy to me. Because I understand both sides, and I don't think that there was anything wrong with the trend originally, but at the same time, I can see where you have an issue with it, because there is a thing. It gives this similar vibes as like white like couples only adopting black children and being like, I look at this little Negro I got from Africa. I saved this little monkey from being in like a hut in Africa and starving to death. And it's like, and then it's also like, look at how good of a white person I am. I'm not racist. Relax, bro. Like, chill. Like, a lot of people see black people as an accessory, and that's like a whole thing that's like whatever. Like, it's just crazy to me. So it gives those same vibes of that, or the ones that are like, oh, this is like a real this is a real interesting one. But the white people, and I will say a lot of times it's mostly women, but not too much, but a lot of times it's mostly white women that will know that they have the most racist parents that you've ever seen. I'm talking back of their closet, white sheet with eye holes cut out, hanging up in their closet. Okay, you literally walk into their living room, 10 deer heads around their fucking living room. Like, I'm like, that's not, it's stereotypical, of course, but I'm just saying, you will be a white woman and know that your parents are so insanely racist that they like would literally throw up at the thought of touching a black person. And then you go and get a black boyfriend and you bring him into that toxic environment. It's like that trend that's like, what is it? I guess I went and broke their family tradition, and it's like, this is my racist family, but here's my Negro boyfriend. And it's like, okay, do you even know what you just brought him into? Do you know how dangerous that is for him? And also, not even just dangerous, weird. This is coming from someone who dated a guy with a racist mom who called me the N-word. It's weird. I'm not saying that, like, oh, you shouldn't date someone if you have racist parents, like, just because, like, but it just gives a thing. Okay, it's one thing to end up with a black person if you know that your family is racist, but to make that a huge point is a bit much, because it gives, oh, I was raised to be racist, but I promise you I'm not, because I'm dating a black guy. And it's like, at the slightest inconvenience, you get a little bit drunk and you're mad at him, you're going to call them the N-word, hard R. Swear to God, if you get too mad at him, you're going to tell your dad and your grandpa to literally hang him. I'm sorry. This is coming from a black woman in the South. Like, I know how these things work. I see you guys. Don't worry. I know how you operate. Because guess what? I'm half white and I was raised by white people, and not all of them are the most accepting, if you will. So I know firsthand from literally living it what it looks like and what it sounds like. So it's like, let's chill. But yeah, I just think it's interesting the amount of virtue signaling that people like to do to cover up who they really are. You know what I mean? And that could be like a whole other topic that I could go on about for hours and hours. But again, because I have talked for so long, I once again only have 1 bar of battery left. But I think I have like 45 minutes worth of of me like just talking about random stuff. And I think maybe perchance I'll do this more often. Maybe next time I'll wear my Make Palestine Free Again hoodie. I'll let you guys know if I get fired from my job for that. But yeah, that's my first podcast episode. My first solo podcast episode. My first Blurry Face Mixin' podcast episode. Also, can we get into just really quick? I have, not to flex, but I'm gonna flex. I have a really like cute and like niche username on Instagram, and I think on everything actually. And I think that that's cute because I just saw a TikTok that said, oh no, I thought I screenshotted it. It was a TikTok that said like, my goal in life is to have a really cute niche username that everybody knows me by. And I just want to flex. I've had the username Blurry Face Mixin' since 2017. So literally going on 10 years, I've been Blurry Face Mixin'. So that's me, y'all. One of my biggest like flexes was like in school, and people would refer to me as Blurry Face. They'd be like, hi, Blurry Face Mixin'. I'm like, stop, like, that's me. Like, you know me. It's like, you know my stuff. Like, you literally know my stuff. Like, whatever. That was a Jake Shane reference. I don't know if anyone's going to get like a therapist reference from that, but can I just say something? Jake Shane and Glenn Powell being friends. This is like, I don't know if this is niche or not. I don't think it's too niche, but Jake Shane and Glenn Powell being friends, hilarious to me. They just don't seem like they would be friends. I'm not hating, and no, it's not because he's gay, but I just think that that's really funny. They're like besties. Like, I've watched their podcast episodes where it's like Jake Shane will have Glenn Powell on. I think he's done it twice, but I kind of miss Glenn Powell summer when Twisters was like poppin'. Ain't no love in Oklahoma. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of miss that era. But Glenn Powell really was White Boy of the Summer for 2024. And David Cornsweet, White Boy of the Summer for 2025. Absolutely, because shout out Superman. And I think that's kind of funny that they were both in Twisters together. I knew David Cornsweet was some fine shit from Twisters. And no, I've never seen Pearl, but I know that he was in those movies too, or at least one of them or something. I don't know. But I didn't know who David Cornsweet was until Twisters. And I was like, oh my God, he's like the second fine shit. Well, he's like the second or third, because Glenn Powell, Anthony Ramos, and and David Cornsweat. But anyway, David Cornsweat this summer has had his moment in the spotlight, I guess, as white boy of the summer. I love my white boys. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching.